98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com presents the Mid-Columbia Today Show with Mark Bailey. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital and Del Carpine Automotive. Now, here's Mark Bailey.
Good morning and welcome to Mid-Columbia Today with Marti Dane and Cameron Eisenberg backing me up on the text side, and he'll have the news for you a little bit later. Today on the show, Thursday, August 20th, we have Teneille Herriges from the Wonderworks Children's Museum. She's going to update us on the very fun, very exciting, and surprising event coming up this Saturday, Touch a Truck. There's more than just the trucks, and so she'll be here to tell us about that. In the second half of the show, we have Hannah Nanda with Gorge Grown, and they have an upcoming fundraiser called the Harvest Dinner. I'm actually not sure what that's about, so we'll rely on Hannah to update us for that one, and possibly about the farmers market and some of the other programs that they have going on. As always, we like to share a little bit of what happened on this day, August 20th, throughout the course of reasonably recent history. So today, from a philosophical standpoint, if we go all the way back to 1858, that's when Charles Darwin's theory of evolution was first published. And 4 years later, the New York Tribune published an open letter by editor Horace Greeley calling on President Abraham Lincoln to take more aggressive measures to free enslaved people and end the South's rebellion. In 1966, so 4 years after that, President Andrew Johnson actually declared the official end of the Civil War. Civil War started in April of 1861, so that was about a 5-year-long period. Moving on to the 1900s, in 1910, gosh, that's so long ago, I read this the first time and thought this is surprising, but it's the way it works. In 1910, a series of wildfires swept through parts of Idaho, Montana, and Washington, killing at least 85 people and burning more than 3 million acres. Sometime by tomorrow, I'm going to have a better count on what our current acres burned is, but it's interesting to look back and see how sometimes these things we might think of being a part of one policy or another policy, but there are events that make chains. So in 1920, on a totally different note, the American Professional Football Conference was established by representatives of 4 professional football teams. 2 years later, with 18 teams, it would be renamed, yep, you guessed it, the National Football League. In 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed into law the Economic Opportunity Act, a nearly $1 billion anti-poverty measure. And on August 20th in 1968, the Soviet Union and other Warsaw Pact nations invaded Czechoslovakia to crush the Prague Spring liberalization movement. They actually ended up freeing themselves from communism and the Soviet Union's influence in 1989. That was one of my favorite names for a revolution, by the way. The Velvet Revolution. And there was also a term, I believe it was the Velvet Glove as well. Has nothing to do with the textile industry, by the way, but rather the approach of that revolution, which was surprisingly cooperative and nonviolent. In 1986, on a little bit more violent side, the postal employee Patrick Henry Sherrill went on a deadly rampage at a post office in Edmond, Oklahoma, shooting 14 fellow workers to death before killing himself. In 2012, after 80 years in existence, Georgia's Augusta National Golf Club, home to the Masters Tournament, invited former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice and South Carolina financier Darla Moore to become its first female members. Both accepted. In 2023, Tropical Storm Hillary struck Baja California, killing 3 people and causing $15 million in damage. I hope that we have a lovely blue sky day. Maybe our wind will pick up and we'll get a little bit of this cleared out, because today is National Accessible Air Travel Day. It's our International Day of Medical Transporters. And, of course, my favorite, National Radio Day. Woo! So, if you happen to be listening online, or you tune in for the beginning of the day and then you tune back out, you might want to check in later. You never know what's going on the radio, because a lot of the time it's new, it's fresh, it's whatever is happening. It's International Hawaiian Pizza Day. It's National Bacon Lovers Day and National Lemonade Day. I'm over the top for that. That's enough for me. We'll be back after this, talk about Touch Truck event.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing, where we decide if the way people enjoy Dr. Pepper is truly a pepper thing. Starting off big, we've got Cynthia, who gathers her whole family to count down from 23 before she opens a can. It's about anticipation, people. Yeah, that's a pepper thing. Over now to Max, who's taking his Dr. Pepper on a lovely walk around the block before drinking it. He calls it bonding time. Whatever you say, Max, we say, yeah, that's definitely a pepper thing. And what is this? Tanya is fluffing her couch cushions with a leaf blower. Oh, she likes optimal softness when she takes that first ice-cold sip. Extraordinary form. And we're gonna call it, yeah, that's a pepper thing. Now Denise is performing her famous decoy can maneuver, placing 3 fake sodas in front of the fridge so no one steals her Dr. Pepper. Sneaky? Sure. Pepper thing? Definitely. So why do they all do it? For that one-of-a-kind, delicious, unique blend of 23 flavors. It's a pepper thing.
Got a drip that just won't quit? Or a shower that turns cold right when you need it hot? When plumbing goes sideways in the Columbia Gorge, Chinook Plumbing is the family-owned team that's been setting it right since 1989. At Chinook Plumbing, we treat every plumbing problem like it's happening in our own home. From clogged drains to water heaters, gas lines, remodels, sewer and water line replacements, and those unexpected emergencies. We've got you covered. Give us a call or visit us at ChinookPlumbingHoodRiver.com. CCB number 240452.
Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bi-Coastal Media Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
And we're back with our first guest. This is Marti Dane in the studio today with Teneille Herriges from Wonderworks Children's Museum. Good morning, Teneille.
Good morning.
I'm so glad that you're able to share with us today. I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit more about Wonderworks Museum and what you guys, what do you do there? What is this idea of a museum, but yet not quite? Not that it's your first time sharing with us, but for those that don't know, what is the Children's Wonderworks Museum about?
Well, we're all about cultivating a safe space for kids to play and to explore, and a nice place for families to go to just kind of relax and let the kiddos play. It's been really nice through the summer to have a place that's in the air conditioning and out of the smoke, especially. And we try to have activities for everybody. And you're right, it's a little less museum and a little more play space, but we do have lots of activities there and lots of ongoing programs and free events like the one this weekend.
Yeah, I think I saw that there was actually music this morning coming up in just another hour or so. You have music with Margaret?
Yeah, we had music with Margaret yesterday morning, and then we'll have it again next week on Thursday at 10 a.m.
Oh, okay. Sometimes my days get blended together. I apologize for that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So I also know it's not always the same. So if someone was there maybe a month ago or even if you were there last summer, you change things out. You move new things in. What's going on? What kinds of things are there right now for people to play with and hang out with and maybe learn about?
Yeah, so we have, we try to rotate the exhibits, probably at least one switch out a month, if not more than that. We have some themed weeks and things. Right now we have kind of a camping outdoor theme for the summer, we have a little ice cream shop, and we have a tent and a picnic table and a little fishing pond, and we have some construction gear, and we always have music in the building. So it's super fun. We have a climbing structure with a slide and stuff in there also.
And you get to hang out there all the time.
I do, yep. I'm there all the time. My kiddos are there. I got two girls that think they run the show down there. They they love being there, and it's a great place to work and a great place to be a part of.
Oh my gosh, it actually sounds really fun and like kind of living the dream if you've created a space that you want for your own kids, and yet also not only for parents. Sometimes if you're someone who's watching kids, or it's a place you can get, like you said, out of the sun, out of the smoke, and be indoors. But you can also, it's kind of an affordable deal. How does the membership work?
So we have a 1-year membership for $180 a year, and that covers your whole family. And if grandma wants to bring the kids, she's welcome to just sign in under your membership. And then we offer a punch card with 10 punches for a lower cost option. But the day passes are only $5 per person, so it's still really affordable. And we also offer discounts for anyone who has WIC benefit, EBT.
Okay, so with a membership, you get then free entrance as many times as you want to go?
Yep, as many times as you come.
Gosh, makes me wish my kids were a little younger. I actually wish my kids were in the Gorge still. They've moved away for the time being. So,
oh man,
yeah. But that sounds like a lot of fun. And also, I want to extend the invite to grandpas too, because it's not an environment that you have to be a grandma or you have to be a child care provider. It's for anyone who wants to go and bring the kids and let them do their thing. You can read a book. It's a safe space. So
it is, yes. And we have a lot of family members who will come in and they'll just kind of pick a corner and read a book and let the kids play, and it's a very welcoming environment for people. I find that the kids get to socialize with each other, and there's a lot of learning how to share and learning how to get along and cooperative play, but there's also a lot of social aspects for the parents and just getting to be with other people who are kind of in the thick of it or going through it with you.
Okay, Teneille, are you also trying to help parents as adults learn to get along with each other too?
Maybe, but there's lots of camaraderie through the process anyways. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's good to see.
Well, yesterday we had some people on the show that work with dogs, and they were talking about the joy of just being around animals, and there is something that's contagious about being around children, that there's a spark of life that helps people recognize, we're all in this together, and there's some joy no matter what you're doing if you can just look at it the right way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and in order to support this location, this resource for the community, you have an annual fundraising event. I'm going to let you talk about what's coming up this Saturday.
Awesome. Yes, we have our 4th annual Touch a Truck fundraiser this weekend. It's on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it's basically turning into a big kind of street fair. We've got our corner on Madison Street at First Street are going to be closed off, and we're going to have lots of vehicles. I think we have about 25 vehicles going to be there from different businesses locally, and then we also have about 25 vendors this year. So we're going to have people like Brick City and Games and Safe Kids, and we're going to have lots of activities that are free. We're going to have balloon twisting by Hannah Markham, who's really great. And then there's also going to be some paid activities. So we're going to have bounce house, face paint, some kettle corn. There will be a booth with hair tinsels. So you can kind of pay to play for those things also, and all of that money that's coming in is going to benefit the museum and help us put on more free community activities. And the admission for this event this weekend is free. We do appreciate all donations, and all money spent at the event does come back to us because the vendors will donate a portion of their sales back to us as well.
There's a lot going on. I mean, you just
there is a lot
you
going
just
on.
summarized that really quickly, but at the same time, I'm on the web page for it. And how many sponsors do you have this year?
Oh man, I haven't even counted them, but we have a lot. We have a raffle going on, so we have about 30 people, different businesses throughout the gorge that have donated towards that. People like Kanita and Omzi. We have local people who've donated gift cards, like Itty Bitty Thrifts in Hood River and Lucky Littles in Hood River. And then we also have businesses through the Dalles, too. So we have all of those sponsors, and then we have all of the vehicle sponsors, and then we have MTech and Fix Auto, and we have Washington County PUD kicked in, too. So, yeah, we really do have a laundry list of sponsors this year, which is amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you with the sponsor list because I am realizing it goes all the way down to the coffee shop and Mookie, and like everybody seems to be getting on board for this as a way to support kids. And I don't know, did this idea just come to you, or how did this come about?
This was actually brought to us, the previous manager, Krista Youngquist. Her and her family moved here from out of town, and it was something that she had seen before, a Touch a Truck event, and she wanted to bring it to our community. So she got it started, and she really hit the ground running with it and planned all of it the first few years, and now it's a pretty established event. And she was, getting started on it and ended up having to step away, but I brought on the raffle idea, and it's just kind of grown, and we're very excited about this year.
I'm excited about it. I got to say, I mean, no longer a kid, but still a kid at heart to a degree. I was actually in Las Vegas for one of those big girl trip vacations, and this seems like a tangent, but we were looking for different things to do, and one of the things that you could pay to do, and mind you, it was Las Vegas, so pay like $250 for 30 minutes in an excavator to just dig holes in an empty lot. And I thought, wow, that sounds amazing. It was a little expensive, so we actually decided to do some other things. But there's this draw to the equipment that makes big things happen, and how people come, like what actually is on a fire truck, I think is a little more popular. People have been looking at some of those emergency vehicles for a while, but this isn't just emergency vehicles. This is construction vehicles and military vehicles. There's a school bus, motorcycles. Really, it speaks to that imagination and the spark that you get if you can actually touch something. So different than just looking at it from afar.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think it's funny how, especially the toddler age kids, they see the garbage truck every day, and they get so excited, and they run to the window, and they wave to the guys, or, there's so much more wonder just in the size of a lot of the vehicles, too, and the kids just get so excited. But getting to meet the people who actually work the jobs, and, the firefighters and the police officers and first responders are going to be there, and it's just very exciting for them, and it's, it's meeting their real-life heroes, so it's very exciting for everybody.
And a nice way for the community to say thank you to those real-life heroes because of the work that they do. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I hope also, these are the kind of jobs that we're always going to need. And there's a lot of competition out there these days for what do you do as a, sustainable income-producing job as you grow up. And if you can spark imagination from these children that these jobs might be the right ones for them, then you might actually be planting seeds to a sustainable life for them, and something that we know those jobs will be there. So thank you for that.
I would agree.
I don't know where I was going. I'm just thinking it really has a long-term impact. Also, it's not just the event itself. There is a raffle and ways for people you can purchase raffle tickets, and then the prizes you mentioned a little bit ago were pretty big. We've got
Yeah.
You mentioned some of the sponsors to it, but the raffle, you don't have to be present to win.
Right. Nope. You can get on our website, wonderworksgorge.org, and you can find all of the information about the event, and you can find the raffle, the link to buy tickets online, which is super easy, and 100% of that money goes to us. There's no fees or anything on the platform that we're using, which is awesome. And then we're going to draw the names and call everybody on Monday. We're going to give ourselves a little day break, and then we're going to come back and contact everybody and just do all of that. But we have a one-night stay at Hood River Hotel, and we have 4-day passes to Canita Resort, and we have OMSI passes. We have multiple different winners for OMSI, and so there's a very high possibility that people could win multiple prizes, which is very cool. And there's some businesses like Brimstone Boulders and Hood River that, for example, I had no idea about, and one of my employees told me about it, and they donated a children's birthday party that you can win and have your kid's birthday party there and play. But I'm really excited for people to learn about businesses that maybe they didn't know were around here or that they kind of forgot about, like Oaks Park. I've heard a lot of people say that they completely forgot that even existed in Portland. And so I'm excited to send people to some businesses that they maybe otherwise wouldn't have thought about.
There's so much to do, and sometimes all we need is a little reminder. So this is your reminder. If you can't make it to the event, which is coming up this Saturday from 9 to 12 in the Dalles, and you can go online to get more information. There's a QR code, so you can just go online and scan that code and buy your raffle tickets if you're not interested in attending the event, but you want to support the program. And all kinds of ways to get involved. Thank you very much, Teneille, for not only being here today, but for what you do and helping to make things that are a fundraiser for your program, but also this is kind of a, help out the community and get people together in a really nice and healthy way. So thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We will be back in just a moment with information from Gorge Grown.
Let Asset, Advanced Security and Electrical Technology, introduce you to the cloud. No, not that kind of cloud. Cloud-based security systems. Let's face it, we all know the term cloud and what it is, but the people at Asset will use it to your advantage. Cloud cameras, cloud access control, cloud intrusion alarms. How does this benefit you? It'll centralize data security, eliminate the need for on-premises infrastructure, make backup and recovery easier, and a whole lot more. Asset isn't a 1-800 number place that you call. They're a local company. They live here too. And if you need video surveillance, access control, fire alarms, you name it, Asset will help create it and install a security solution that's perfect for you, including cloud-based security. Asset, your local connection to the cloud. Just not that kind of cloud. To find out more, visit asetinc.com and stay local. Asset, Advanced Security and Electrical Technology.
Coffee for Mid-Columbia Today guests is provided by Hood River Coffee Roasters, the Gorge's local coffee roasters, on Tucker Road on the Heights in Hood River.
Hello, this is Cameron Eisenberg. I'm filling in for Mark Bailey with the news. Containment of the grasshopper fire has increased to 66%, with crews maintaining control despite warm temperatures, low humidity, and winds driven by the terrain. As the threat to structures has decreased, evacuation levels have been lowered in parts of Wasco, Hood River, and Clackamas counties, although evacuations remain in areas where heat, active fire, or hazards near control lines continue to pose risks. The area within the fire footprint remains under a Level 3 evacuation order because of ongoing firefighting operations, fire damage, overhead hazards, and limited firefighter access. The Port of Hood River Commission has approved a purchase and sale agreement with Dominguez Family Enterprises, the longtime Hood River family-owned food manufacturer known for its tortilla chips, for the former Lower Hannell Mill property in Odell, Under the agreement, Dominguez Family Enterprises will purchase the approximately 9-acre property for about $3.25 million in cash, including a $50,000 earnest money deposit, with additional conditions required before the sale can close. The deal marks the latest step in a port effort that began more than a decade ago to acquire, clean up, and return the former industrial brownfield to productive economic use. The Dalles Lions Club Charitable Trust is contributing $30,000 towards the Federal Street Plaza Splash Pad project, continuing the organization's nearly century-long tradition of investing in community improvements. The contribution includes donations made to the Lions Charitable Trust, along with a $10,000 grant from the Northern Worcester County PUD, and will help fund the family-focused water feature planned as a centerpiece of the new downtown gathering space. Lions leaders say the investment reflects their belief that vibrant public spaces strengthen community connections, encourage economic activity, and provide safe places for families to gather. And Washington officials have confirmed the arrival of the emerald ash borer in the state, a highly destructive invasive pest that poses a serious threat to ash trees. The metallic green beetle was discovered in southern Washington after 2 people traveling through Vancouver spotted it on their windshield earlier this month, collected the insect, and reported it to state officials. The emerald ash borer has killed more than 100 million ash trees in the United States since it was first detected about 20 years ago, and there has never been a successful eradication of an established infestation. Washington has launched a firewood quarantine prohibiting the transportation of untreated firewood in the state, while officials are urging residents to report suspected sightings and follow recommendations to slow the spread. Looking at the temperature, it is 64 degrees in Hood River, 67 degrees in the Dalles, 66 degrees in Stevenson. Mid-Columbia today is 8:34.
Hey, it's Zach from Del Carpine Automotive. You know those tall Sprinter vans that look like they could secretly double as apartments? Yeah, we work on those, and we know them really well. Whether it's your adventure rig, work van, or mystery mobile full of camping gear and snacks from 2022, we've got you covered. We're now just 10 minutes up the hill in our great new location in Hood River. Come see us. From Mercedes and Ford, big rigs to Sprinters, no jobs too big or small. At Del Carpine, we work on them all. Family owned and locally trusted.
It's easy to take simple conveniences for granted. Ever feel overwhelmed while running kids to sports practice, the store, and doctor's appointments? What if you didn't have transportation? Many of our Gorge neighbors face this challenge every day, and now you can help with Bicoastal Media's Wheels of Hope, presented by C.H. Ernest Motors. This fall, we'll hand over the keys to a 2015 Nissan Sentra. If you know of a local family that has fallen on hard times and needs a vehicle, you can help by nominating them. Nominate a vehicle-challenged family today at gorgeradio.com. Make a difference in the lives of others in our community. Wheels of Hope also supported by A&E Plumbing, Heating and Air, Walmart of the Gorge, Pioneer Appliance, Columbia Cascade Housing Corporation, Skyline Health, Sinclair, Wagap, Bimart, and Pee-wee's Auto Detail. Visit gorgeradio.com to see how you can make a difference with Wheels of Hope.
Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bicoastal Media Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
And this is Marti Cantola Dane in for Mark Bailey this week, giving Mark a break from the smoke, and hopefully he's on a beautiful golf course with blue skies and fresh air. We are in the studio with Hannah Nanda from Gorge Grown. Good morning, Hannah.
Hi there. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I am looking forward to hearing about all kinds of things. Hannah is the communications manager and farmers market director, but those are just titles. There's an awful lot going on. So tell us a little bit about Gorge Grown in particular, because I'm trying to sort out where does it fit amongst the ball of food
Yes.
organizations and missions.
Yes, so Gorge Grown Food Network, our mission is to build a resilient and inclusive food system that improves the health and well-being of our community. We're probably most publicly known for organizing farmers markets. We have the Hood River Farmers Market, White Salmon Farmers Market, and the Mercado del Valle, which is a market in Odell. But we also have a suite of interrelated programs that help us achieve our mission of improving or increasing the supply and demand of local food here in the Gorge. So we have food access programs like our SNAP Match program, which gives incentives to folks who are using their food benefits, formerly known as food stamps, extra funds for shopping at the farmers market. We have a gleaning program, which takes our team and volunteers out to local farms to harvest food that might otherwise go to waste, whether it has a cosmetic blemish or the farmer doesn't have an outlet for that product anymore. We harvest it, and we donate it to local food banks. Our team also helps coordinate the Columbia Gorge Food Security Coalition, so we bring together partner organizations from around the Gorge to work towards food security and be attentive to topics like tribal food sovereignty and farmland preservation and things like that. We also have farmer support programs like Crop Talks, which bring farmers out to a farm to do a tour and a potluck so they can kind of network and learn from each other. So a lot of different programs kind of all working towards our mission.
Yeah, that is a lot going on. I have a few questions.
Yeah.
I've heard about the gleaners in the past, and I was curious because that's a word that's got a history, a long one. But can you volunteer to be a gleaner?
Yeah. So if you go to our website, gorgegrown.com, you can learn more about being a volunteer, specifically with our gleaning program. And it's a really fun way to kind of get out into the community, onto a farm, and harvest food. So volunteers do get to take a small portion of what they pick home, and then the rest is donated to food banks so we can get more fresh produce to local food banks.
There's nothing quite like being out with the food I don't know how to describe what I'm thinking about, so I'm going to try, but help me. So there's a lot of U-pick farms in our area, and I'm kind of used to the idea of like harvesting blueberries.
Totally.
But some foods, I'm not sure how to harvest those, and like how you get things out of taller trees and things that grow in the ground, and how to... It really would give you an appreciation for the work that goes into bringing it to market.
Totally. Yeah. Our local farmers work extremely hard. For example, they're out working today, in smoky conditions. They're there for us through all weather conditions and all calamities. So it's really important to show up for them. But yeah, like going out to a farm, you get that like nice connection to your food, or going to the farmer's market and meeting your local farmer. I think it's like this, we're a little bit starved for that connection sometimes to our food. So it's nice to get out there, or at least meet the people who grow it.
Yeah. So this is a little bit of a different angle. I'm curious because I know that there's been crops that have been impacted by wildfire smoke over different times, and one of the ones we've heard a lot about is like the wine industry, and the grapes get tainted.
Totally.
And this is for the mid-Columbia in particular. We've had a reasonable year for smoke, but I am curious, is that something that impacts a lot of farmers that we don't necessarily hear about?
Yeah, so the farmers that I work with a lot, that I have the deepest connection to, are small diversified vegetable growers. So like I said, they're out there in smoky conditions harvesting. It doesn't really affect the food too much, to my knowledge, that they're harvesting, but we do have ranchers and people who are raising cattle and stuff who are, standing alongside wildland firefighters, sometimes protecting their lands or having to move their livestock to safer acres. So they're working really hard, kind of no matter what time of year and through all conditions.
Yeah, I've been thinking about those in Eastern Oregon, especially with the cattle ranching. There's one thing if you've got maybe a couple horses to move and you have a horse trailer, but what do you do when you've got 250 head of cattle and they need to go somewhere temporarily? It doesn't work as easily.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
So you also mentioned this food security network, and that Gorge Grown is helping to bring those various partners together. Can you talk a little bit more about what you're accomplishing in that
Yeah,
work?
so the Food Security Coalition, dozens of partner agencies. So, Gorge Grown Food Network, the Next Door, local food banks, Columbia Gorge Food Bank. We're all kind of bringing our teams together to work towards really important topics like tribal food sovereignty, farmland preservation, healthy agriculture, so reducing the use of pesticides, things like that. So you might remember last fall when there was the government shutdown and food stamp benefits were not given out on time. So we kind of came together to pull all our resources and kind of have one central location where folks who were affected could find all the information. So we're kind of these nimble organizations kind of working together to address big systemic issues and then these like very, in the moment emergencies.
Yeah, and the Gorge is a big place with a lot of small communities.
Totally.
So if you have a program in Bingen, Washington that is doing the same thing that a program in Wishram is doing, it's nice for them to be able to learn from each other. And how long have you been doing this?
This is my 11th year working for Gorge Grown Food Network, my 10th year directing the Hood River Farmers Market, or 11 years directing Hood River Farmers Market.
You're at a pivotal point.
Yes, so quite a while. It's been my entire career, basically, at this point.
There's a book by Malcolm Gladwell, I think it's called The Tipping Point, says that if you've spent 10 years doing something, the type of knowledge that you have about that topic, it shifts with that many hours. Mm-hmm. So looking back, looking forward, how do you see this work and what are some of your insights?
Yeah, so, it's been really interesting. This is also Gorge Grown's 20th year as a nonprofit organization, and the first program started with the Hood River Farmers Market. It started with 9 vendors on Thursdays. This year, being our 20th season, my 11th, we have over 100 vendors in our vendor pool. We can have 65. That's kind of our physical limit. We fill that up most months in summer. And we, bring back $1.7 million into the local economy through our gross sales to local farmers every year. So that's been really gratifying to see that growth, even in my time or looking back further since Gorge Grown's inception, kind of this really deep support and thriving market that we're able to offer to local farmers has kind of been the biggest example of change that I've seen, which has been really satisfying.
Cool. What keeps you going?
I love all the community that is built around food. Kind of touches all aspects of our life, right? From farm workers and farmers to food security and ensuring everyone has access to fresh local food and farmland preservation and climate resilience. Kind of the all aspects that food and food production can touch. I love to cook. I love to connect over a meal with my friends and my family, and I love that every Saturday morning I get to go out into the community and it starts by saying good morning to our local farmers and then at 9 a.m. all the shoppers come and I've seen families grow up at the market, and it's been really satisfying to have as a career and just kind of that community connection.
Yeah. I wish that sometimes radio could have the visuals because the smile you have on your face is just really true.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
I've been down to the farmers market a couple of times, just a little before 9, thinking, if I get there early, I'll be, and there's already lines.
Yeah.
There are already lines built up. I'm like, okay, how early do you actually have to get there?
Try to come at 10:30.
Oh. Well, but then they might not have
at this time of year. There is a lot to buy. I understand, early May, June, people come at 9 because the berries will sell out. There's plenty right now. There. And if you miss berries, there's really delicious peaches peaches are not a consolation, they are a prize, but if you're in line and you miss your favorite thing, there's always something really good waiting for you.
That's good reminders. Yeah. Absolutely. How are things going this year for the farmers? Some years we have unprecedented rain that splits fruit or cherries and things. I know at the beginning of the year we were talking a lot about water and how that was going to be allocated based on the winter that we had. So what kinds of things are people
I've seen some
experiencing?
advisories for farmers to kind of, and for folks to reduce their water usage based on the irrigation district. I'm no expert in this, so I don't know that I can speak to it. I think that cherry harvest was a good year, but I think it maybe struggled with labor, although I'm not an expert. I think the production was down based on what I can tell from our gleaning program. We just had less folks going out to pick cherries this year, but that's not really my area of expertise, so unfortunately don't know too much.
Yeah. I am a big fan of farmers market and obviously of food in general, because we all have to be, and some people get more excited about it than others, but really it's the fundamental part of life.
Totally.
And you have a fundraiser coming up, and all I have is that it's a harvest dinner.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
The Harvest Dinner is our annual farm-to-table fundraiser. It features a dinner made by Chef Ben Sten and his Solilo catering team. They source ingredients from local farmers for the meal, so fresh fruits and vegetables, local meats, cheeses, breads, everything, is featured really. We're featuring really local, hyper-local, amazing food, paired with local wines. We have Core, Double Strand Wine, Mount Hood Winery, and Windhorse Vineyard participating, so paired with all the courses. It's all set at a beautiful table at The Orchard, which is a really lovely venue just up Highway 35, a few miles out of downtown. It's really beautiful. We also have Ferment Brewing Beer, Blue Bus Kombucha, kind of all this chance for folks to kind of connect, have a really nice meal, bring their family, bring their neighbors, their friends, or just meet new community members who have a shared interest in local food systems, local farmers, reducing hunger. Just a really nice chance to connect over a lovely meal in a lovely place.
Okay.
So I'd encourage folks to come.
How many people are you looking for? How does one sign up?
Yeah.
And details.
Yeah, we aim to seat about 150 people. There are tickets still available. You can go to our website, gorgegrown.com, though the event does sell out every year. So if you're thinking about it, I'd encourage you to snatch your tickets up soon. For Friday, September 11th at the Orchard.
Friday, September 11th at the Orchard, Gorge Grown sponsored, but also Gorge Grown fundraiser.
Correct.
Harvest dinner. And you're going to have to look a little harder to find Chef Ben these days. If you haven't heard, the Solilo restaurant is shifting a bit. So this is an opportunity to experience not only really good food, but really, you called it hyper-local.
Yeah. I've always been really impressed by, number one, the meals that Chef Ben turns out at the Harvest Dinner are always unforgettable. But his commitment to sourcing local food is really unmatched and really impressive. So we're really delighted that he says yes every year to helping us with the Harvest Dinner, and his team is always so on board too. So we always really appreciate that.
Yeah, I like that. It's nice to celebrate someone that is actually so visible. If someone's in a restaurant and has a lot of involvement, some of the farmers and some of the producers are not as extroverted, one could say. And so ways to celebrate them, get out and enjoy their food, connect with Gorge Grown if you're looking for more information.
Yeah, just go to gorgegrown.com. You can also find us at the Farmers Market, Hood River White Salmon or Mercado, and ask us questions at the info booth there. But yeah, you can also follow us on social media, Gorge Grown Instagram and Facebook. You can learn more about us there.
Thank you for making time today. And where are we at? It's Thursday, so day after tomorrow.
No, we have quite a time. Thursday, September 11th.
No, for Saturday market.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Farmers market down at least in Hood River. I'm not up on which days they are in all the locations.
Yeah, the next market somebody could shop at is tonight at the Mercado del Valle.
Thank you.
Yeah, 5 p.m. to 7 up in Odell on Atkinson Drive. And then your next chance after that is Saturday at the Hood River Farmers Market, 9 to 1.
And today we had a chance to get some of your enthusiasm out there. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Nice to meet you. We'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Jackie from Hawks Ridge Assisted Living. We know this decision isn't easy. Choosing assisted living for your parents is a big step. But at Hawks Ridge, we make the transition smoother with a warm, inviting community that feels like home. From engaging social activities to personalized care, we are here to give your loved ones the quality of life they deserve. Let us help you through this journey. Visit Hawks Ridge today and see firsthand how we can be a second family for you and your parents.
Did you know Skyline Health in White Salmon has its very own sports medicine doc superstar? That's right. Dr. Ryan Petering trained at OHSU, cared for professional Nike athletes, and even spent more than 15 years teaching other doctors how it's done. From sporting injuries to arthritis, he's here to help you move better, feel stronger, and keep doing the things you love. Want to live life to its fullest? Step right up and visit myskylinehealth.org. Skyline Health, world-class care right here at home.
Coffee for Mid-Columbia Today guests is provided by Hood River Coffee Roasters, the Gorge's local coffee roasters, on Tucker Road on the Heights in Hood River.
And just a couple of things that are coming up this weekend. If you are looking for something to do and wanting to be generous in your time, while also having some fun, we have the Skyline Scramble Golf Tournament that benefits Skyline Health Foundation this Saturday at Indian Creek Golf Course. You can register at myskylinehealth.org. Also on Saturday, Covenant Hood River's Women's Clothing Swap. It's actually happening on Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon, and that's at 455 Frankton Road in Hood River. But if you're going to drop off donations, it's today and tomorrow from 9 to 4. So get your donations in and then show up to the event and switch your wardrobe around, if not for necessity, for fun, and help those that really do benefit from having some options out there for upgrading or changing personality. You might find something that you never even thought you wanted. And we have coming up on the show tomorrow Tamara Tipple from Mount Adams Chamber of Commerce. She's going to be talking about it's Huckleberry Festival time, as well as Jessica Jones from Westside Elementary Parent-Teacher Organization. They are working on their playground. We'll find out more about that tomorrow, and we'll be back to wrap up the show after this.
Tune in weekday mornings at 8:05 and keep up with community events and issues with the Mid-Columbia Today Show on Mid-Columbia's news leaders, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital and Del Carpine Automotive.
Couple more events in the area. If you are thinking about how things change when school starts, the summer's kind of over, going into learning for the kids, but that doesn't mean you can't also be learning as adults. So one of the things out there is One Prevention Alliance has an Incredible Years course for parents of young and elementary age children. This happens on Thursdays starting September 3rd through November 19th. I would suggest contacting the Hedgewald Center in Stevenson. It is free, but space is limited, and so I have an email for Karen.Douglas, Douglas with 2 S's, at esd12.org, or you can just look up at the Hedgewald Center in Stevenson and look at their calendar of events. But it starts September 3rd, which isn't that far away. So get that on your calendar. And also coming up, Tri-County Recycling, free hazardous waste collection event for households and small businesses. This is for Wasco, Sherman, and Hood River counties. That's coming up on September 5th at 10 a.m. It's another one of those things that pulls all of us together is, what do you do with your batteries? Every house has a little stack of them or a Tupperware container of them somewhere. But there's a lot of things that are helpful to get out of your space and into the collection center. That's happening September 5th at 10 a.m. Mid-Valley Market in Odell. September 5th. Registration is required for businesses only. That has to happen by August 27th. So whatever you are doing in the world, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you have enjoyed or learned something today and throughout the week. We'll see you again tomorrow morning. This is Marti Cantola Dane, Mid-Columbia Today.
The Mid-Columbia Today Show is a public affairs presentation of Bicoastal Media Columbia River. The views expressed on the program are not necessarily those of the station, parent company, or of the sponsors. We welcome your suggestions for future shows. Call us at 541-386-1511. Listen to Mid-Columbia Today where you want. Follow or subscribe to Mid-Columbia Today wherever you download your podcast to get the show delivered every day to your mobile device.